Hi, I'm Eden McAllister, Miss Great Britain 2021, and you're watching the Pageants and PJs podcast.
Hello, everyone. I just realized I probably should have announced we're going live on Twitter because everything else has died a death this morning. Welcome, everyone, to Pageants and PJs episode 84. I think it's 84. Yeah, there we go. Our special guest for tonight is a familiar face, just with a different piece of hardware. Eden McAllister. Eden, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Losing my voice a wee bit, but apart from that, very well, thank you. How's everyone else?
We're good. Good to be back on YouTube.
on the tubes. The only thing that's working at the moment is YouTube, Twitter, and my phone. And Chloe phoned me this morning whilst I was in the shower, so that was good fun. Well, Eden, how does it feel apart from losing your voice? It sounds like you've been celebrating too much. How has it been since you've won? I imagine it's been a bit of a whirlwind.
Yeah, it's been absolutely crazy. Non-stop, even before the finals. Obviously, the day before I had to go to Newcastle for my graduation. And then the finals started on the Thursday. Friday, I won. And then as soon as I got home, I started my master's at Queen's. So yeah, I have had non-stop, but I wouldn't change it. Like, it's been absolutely amazing. And I've already got so many opportunities and everything coming from it. I'm just so excited for the year ahead.
My goodness, juggling a master's and Miss Great Britain. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's only starting out, but hopefully it doesn't get too much worse.
What are you doing your master's in?
I'm doing it in law. So I've had a bit. Yeah, I did say I was like, I wanted to turn up on my first day in a pink suit, but decided not to because I was like, oh, maybe not.
To be fair. Sorry.
What were you going to say, Chloe?
I was going to say, to be fair, we were on a boat till like 2 a.m. the night before and half asleep.
Yeah, Chloe and I went in together on the Monday morning once we got back.
Oh, you guys are going to the same uni, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So excited.
Are you guys roomies or?
No. Although who knows what may happen. Amanda may adopt me.
I know. We have told her that she's more than welcome to stay here anytime.
Oh.
No. But no, we do need to.
Chloe,
we need to get to the library.
I can't imagine those two going to the library and actually getting any work done. Just be chatting all the time.
We're the two people that you don't want beside you in a library. I think we annoyed an entire plane full of people on our way to Italy because when we're together, we just...
Eden sent me a couple of videos when I was doing your roast video, and there was a couple on the plane, from the plane. It must have been fairly recent because you're wearing masks. And then there was one where you were in the car, and literally the video starts, you're both sitting in the car, and then like Chloe does this weird sort of dance move, and then you guys started just like rapping or something. I'm like, what is this? I mean, I used it in the video, but I have no idea what I was watching.
We're the modern day Chuckle Brothers for sure.
Yeah.
Daniel was asking Chloe what she's studying. So, Chloe, what are you studying?
Construction project management and building information modeling.
Oh,
as Chloe calls it,
BIM, yeah. BIM for short. BIM.
So Chloe will be designing buildings very soon. So
make sure to keep an eye out for those buildings.
Out in Dubai, Chloe, are you?
Maybe that would be the dream.
Everyone's moving to Dubai. I was talking to Evelyn. She's moving to Dubai, and she said she's got to go out there, get work, and get a visa. But I mean, it just looks like I've never been. Like I've flown through it because often the flights from Sydney to the UK go either through Dubai or Abu Dhabi. And it just looks amazing. Like you look outside and it's just endless expanse of desert with these giant buildings. Don't they have that shopping center that's so big it's got like an ice skating rink in it or
aquarium.
something?
No, it's got a mountain in it. Like, it's got a ski like resort inside.
It was that big that I don't remember seeing that part. And there was one stage where me, my mom, and my stepdad got lost in it, and we were trying to find an exit. And it was like, I don't know if you've ever seen the Father's Head Christmas special when all these priests are stuck in the shopping center and they're trying to get out. That's what it was like, because we could not find an exit, and we had to find this man who like guided us to an exit because we had no idea where we were going.
Wow. Okay. That sounds quite intense. Why don't we? I can't remember when last time we were on. I know I was speaking to Daniel last week off of it, but why don't we go around the room and Daniel and Chloe can catch us up with what's been going on. So, Daniel, what's been happening?
What's been happening? Goodness, what's happened? Obviously,
what's the 411? What's the hot gossip?
Seeing Eden get crowned. I don't think we've been on since then, so obviously went and watched Miss Great Britain, Miss and Ms Classic, and that was a fun night. We had a great time at the after party. Hung out. Finally saw Chloe in the flesh. Properly.
I'm a person.
She's a real person.
She's not just a figment of our imaginations.
All I remember from that evening at the after party, Chloe kept chasing me around the place, being like, "I owe you a wine."
I do. She got my wine, and then I owe her. I still owe you that wine. That's it. I'll bring plenty of wine on a ski trip.
Yeah, we were at the bar, and obviously I was getting around in, and like I was kind of nursing my wine. I don't know why.
You took so long to drink it.
Yeah, I did take a long time to drink it, actually. And I think she'd sunk a couple, and she was like, "I owe you a wine." What else has happened since then? This weekend, what did I get up to? I had a bit of a chilled weekend.
How's the cat?
Oh, yeah, they have been consuming most of my time, to be honest. They are growing. They are getting so big. Yeah, I think Jordan's gone out to get some extra kitty litter because we've run out. They just get through it so quickly because obviously it's two of them. It's double the poo. Double the
in one hand?
Pardon?
Do they still fit in one hand, or are they now too big to? Oh man,
we're too big for one hand. Yeah, so you've got to pick them up with two hands now. Well, I can pick one up with one hand, but I can't like hold it in one hand anymore. So they're getting really big. Trying to think, what else have I been doing?
You've been doing too much. You can't remember all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's already quite a lot. I mean, I assume you've been busy with work and everything else and whatnot.
Well,
so.
I've had lots of inquiries about photography. Like I go through waves. 1 minute I have an influx of styling clients, and don't get me wrong, this week is pretty jam-packed with styling clients. But recently I've had so many inquiries about my photography, and I can't believe my luck, really. Obviously getting the gig for taking the pictures at Miss Wales. And obviously doing a few photo shoots with Jeanette and Gabby that have all been like released, and people are starting to see that, and people were like, "Oh, like I didn't know you were like that good at photography." I'm like, "I know, I shocked myself." So I've had
You're amazing.
Thanks, babe. I've had a few inquiries, and they're like, "What's your rates?" And I'm like, "I don't know how much I'm charging because it's all still quite new to me. Like I had an idea, but I don't have my own photography studio. That's the first thing. So everything I've been doing is pretty much location. So it's having to come up and put a price on yourself, and you have that little bit of an internal battle about that. So,
Danielle, at this rate, if you ever took ownership over a pageant, you would literally do everything. So you do the styling, you do the photography, you obviously know about
organise
pageants.
Events.
Yeah.
Choreography. So I've got a degree in choreography.
That's right. So you can do the dance, you can do the opening numbers. So you're going to be doing everything yourself.
And this is why I don't take on a pageant, because my work really would be cut out for me. I don't have time. There's only one of me.
You're going to be a one-woman wrecking ball when it comes to pageants. You're not selling any more pool tables or trying to hock any more stuff?
No.
When you've given that
the job of last week was we had 35 tickets to see the new James Bond movie. We bought these tickets ages ago, before I even worked for the company, apparently. But because the Bond movie has been postponed, it was my job to reach out to our clients, like our best clients. And but because the cinema gave us like a heads up, like a week and a half before the actual showing, everyone had like booked like things. The Fridays were booked up basically. So I had to call around everyone, be like, "Hey, do you want to? This is so random. But do you want to come to the cinema with the company?" But no, it was a really good night. We booked out like a nice area of the I don't know if you've been to the Odeons where they have like the gallery. So it's like a little private area, and then they book out the top section of the cinema. So we did that, and we got all the drinks and all of the sweets and popcorn, as much as we could eat, really. So that was good fun. So not pool tables. I wasn't shifting pool tables. I was shifting tickets to see James Bond.
Was the movie good?
It was good, yeah. I'm not a massive fan of Daniel Craig as Bond, personally. So I am excited.
Well, that's controversial.
Yeah, I'm excited for the next one, whoever they may be. I'm hoping that it is, what's his name? Henry Cavill. Oh, he would be lovely.
I thought you were going to say Henry Golding. You didn't love him.
Yeah,
that's who Henry Golding is.
Henry Cavill, I think, would make a really good Bond.
He would, wouldn't he?
I didn't know Henry Cavill was British. I thought he was American.
He used
until
to go
I
to
saw
the
him
gym
doing
that
one of those. Oh wow, okay. I didn't know, because it's one of those things where you see him interviewing and he's like, "Why are you putting on a British accent?" It's like, he actually is British.
He's actually from is it Guernsey? He's from Guernsey, I think it's Guernsey or Jersey. He's from Jersey, the little island that's off the coast of England. Who's that trying to come in?
Is that Amanda?
You're like, go on!
You're exactly like Harold. Every time we get you on, your mum secretly wants to come on and go like, "Hi." This is what I said. Your mum should be doing a pageant. She's dying to appear on the podcast, and then she's breaking down the doors, exactly like Harold.
She's like, "Eden, I've got your laundry for you."
Oh no! My mum.
She can be on if she wants. I don't mind. More than merit.
She wouldn't want to. No.
If there was no Amanda, there would be no Cleedon.
Yeah, that is very true.
That is
Cleedon.
true.
Chloe and Eden.
Oh, Chloe and Eden. Cleedon.
You've given yourself a couple's name, have you? All right, Cleedon. Dear me. Are you two those annoying people who finish each other's sentences?
No, wait, this is
that I think both protest too much. I was going to say, speaking of movies, are you two those annoying people that when you sit in the cinemas, you never shut up?
Maybe.
Yeah, Chloe, you definitely are. I can imagine you guys all the time.
So, but I mean, hang on. So Daniel and Chloe, you guys actually like met up, right? You saw each other in person. So I got to ask, who's the noisier one? Because Danielle was not quiet. And you said Chloe was following you around going, "I owe you a wine, I owe you a wine," in her very low voice. So who's noisier out of the two of you?
I think I was probably the more chatty one. You were just standing there nodding and smiling.
Was I?
I was thinking, is my Cockney accent too thick right now?
No, I think probably what it was.
She's had a lot of practice listening to your Cockney accent. She should fully understand it by now.
I think what it was is I was so tired because I actually went to the airport in Paris at like 4 a.m. the day before, traveled to Dublin, drove 4 hours from Dublin to Derry, got the bus, and then like went home, like said my goodbyes to Ruffles, rest in peace Ruffles, and then flew over from Miss Great Britain. So that was just the loveliest lift, like going to Miss Great Britain and your best friend winning was just the real like lift in life that like just warmed my heart. So like thank you for having me there, and it was lovely to see you, Danielle, and I cannot wait to glide along those slopes, living the dream in a few months' time. So yeah, just feeling grateful that I had that opportunity to go have fun with you guys and, you know, just live life. And that was just a nice evening.
This reminds us, we actually need to book our flights now.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Eden actually said that the other day. She was like,
did.
Chloe, we still don't have flights.
You haven't. You
we don't
haven't
even know where
done
we're
that?
going into. Where are we flying into? Is it like
I don't even know the dates anymore.
Is it
Wow. Okay, you guys are super organized.
the
then.
11th to the
We don't know
18th?
where, we don't know when, but
I
we're
think
going.
it's the 10th, the 18th,
Yeah,
is
we'll
it?
probably fly on the 10th, and then the festival starts on the 11th, and it finishes on the 8th. It's a whole week. We're going to be absolutely battered.
Long.
I'm going to
I'm
assume
excited.
that because two of you have titles, that there will be a lot of, like, you know, the close friends kind of stories. Maybe not so many of them. You know, stuff
Close
that you
friends.
can't do in public. Chloe, did you cry when Eden won? Because I was talking to Eden before you guys popped on, and of course Eden, as she said, she cries at everything, and she held true to her word. So Chloe, did you cry when she won?
I did. And I turned to her friend Rosie before she even won, and I was like, in my heart, like, Eden has this. I just had this gut feeling, and like all the girls were amazing too, but my heart just knew that, like, I knew before like it even happened. And then the funny thing is, because I was so flustered, I had to get my dad to pick me up from Birmingham Airport. I was like, "Hi, Dad, bye, Dad." Seen him for 30 minutes. Literally got straight to the pageant in like leggings and a top and a body warmer, ran into the toilet, shoved the dress on, came down, and like I was so flustered with a suitcase, I had to get some photographer to look after it for me, not knowing what was going on. And then I just stopped and I just seen her on stage, and I was like, oh, makes it all worth it. And like it was incredible. Like it was such a beautiful night, and to be there with her family. And I got the sweetest little picture of her and her dad with he got her a big cookie saying "proud of you," and I'd be there with her mom. Her mom is just the sweetest human ever, and like we just had the best night. And our two best friends, Ariana and Rosie, were there, and we were just all so proud of her. She was amazing.
Stop! I'm going to cry again.
But she worked so hard.
You absolutely nailed it on stage. Everything, the on-stage question, when you walked out in your gown, everyone gasped. It was just perfection.
Thanks, everyone. Oh, no, Chloe, like, thank you so much, because I know you'd obviously been traveling and then you went to see Ruffles, but it meant so much to me that you, like, still came. How good of a best friend is she?
You're gonna make me cry now.
I know.
Is this a therapy session or is this pageant and
Cry. Since no one can actually tune in anyway unless they're on YouTube.
He's glitched.
Oh
gosh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No. Oh no.
Might as well.
Oh, he's back.
Yes,
why does it always freeze at the worst time? I was going to show everyone Eden's talent video. It is talent,
yes.
Right? But I can't.
Yeah, my talent,
because Instagram has died a death. So, so Eden, just talk us through the video, because you shot it. It looked like it was in a car park.
Yeah. Oh, like, it's literally the craziest story. Because my friend Tia, it was actually, I was doing the routine in, like, Pure Gym. I don't know if you've ever been to Pure Gym, but it's all very bright, white lights, white walls, all very clean. So I was in there practicing, waiting for my friend Tia. She was finishing work at about 1:30 in the morning, so that she could come and record it for me. And whenever she arrived, we like recorded it, and she just turned to me, and we both watched it. We just looked at each other and we're like, this isn't right. Like, it doesn't look right, because I'm trying to portray and get across, this message, but yet I'm in such like a clean, bright, I don't know, the settings just didn't feel right to me. So we drove around Newcastle at 4 a.m. in the morning, found this like derelict car park, nobody about. We parked the car, put my like full beams on in the car, and I did it in this car park, like concrete. And I was jumping up and down on my knees, and like you should have seen the bruises and cuts I had the next day. But it was so worth it because I don't know, I think it just got that message across that little bit more. You know, I don't know, it just seemed right. So the bruises were definitely worth it.
I haven't actually seen it because they couldn't play the talents on the night, which is such a shame.
Yeah, every time I went to
comes back on, you can see it. I didn't say the lights in the video, Eden. They were your friend's headlights.
Yeah, well, my car's headlights, I literally put full beams, and she just like followed me about.
I never realised.
I thought you got a videographer for that. I didn't realise that was
I thought too.
It was literally on my iPhone. Like that was it.
Really, I figured you were shooting like really early in the morning or late at night because it looked like a car park and there was no one behind you. Which obviously, if you're shooting something like that, you don't want people staring at you. But I didn't realise that you'd shot it before in like a squeaky clean sort of gym area. But that you've said that, it makes sense because it wouldn't have. I don't think the message would have worked as well because the message is kind of
it would have been too sterile
and dark, and then you're in a really happy, cheerful place. It doesn't really work.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad that we did that. But yeah, no, definitely thank you to Tia at 4:30 in the morning. I think I drove her home and I dropped her off. And by the time I parked my car and walked back to my house, the sun had already came up as I was walking back to my flat. And then I sat for 2 hours and edited the video because it was due in at 8 a.m. I was
my goodness.
I was literally sat there editing it. And my mum knew that I'd been up all night recording it. So she woke up, I think about 6 a.m. She was like, I can't sleep, let me see it. And I sent it to her and she just replied and was like, I have goosebumps. Like she was crying. I was like, okay. I was like, I finished it and then I obviously went to sleep for the rest of the day.
Fair enough. What deserves sleep? How much did it hurt throwing yourself around in a car park on concrete? Because that's apart from the visual impact, I saw the message, which I thought was amazing. And then immediately my brain goes to, hang on, that's concrete. And there's no mat down or anything. It's a car park. That must have hurt doing those sorts of things you were doing on the concrete.
Yeah. I think because I started gymnastics and dance. I don't know, I think I was 2 when I first got into all of it. And obviously I've danced here, there and everywhere. So I have danced on hard floors a lot. And I think whenever I'm dancing, I'm just in it. I'm not really thinking about anything else. So I don't think I realized that it was sore until afterwards. I looked down, I had the blood was actually running and the bruises, because when the bruises normally take a while to show up, and they were very much there. I have a photo actually. It was the next day it was really sore. I couldn't really the movements in my knees because of the bruises. So if I tried to bend my knees or straighten them from being bent, it was a bit sore, but again, it was worth it. And whenever I thought about it, whenever I put up the photo of all my bruises and stuff the next day, everyone was replying and saying, oh my goodness, that looks so sore. But it doesn't even come near to equal the amount of pain and suffering that the people that I was getting that message across for, it doesn't compare to that. So I'll see if I can find this.
Short because I'll just whilst Eden's trying to find that, I'm going to bring up Instagram and see if it's working now. No, it's died a death.
Did you win talent?
No. Emma won that. She was singer.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know I would have loved it because we got to see little snippets. Because they did a practice run to make sure the videos were working, and everyone's talents were just incredible. So I was looking forward to be able to see the full videos. So it was a shame that it wasn't working.
Well, they couldn't give you every award now, could they?
I was going to say
you got Beachbody, didn't you?
The crown, got the body award.
Yeah.
I was so not expecting that one. I was
what?
You deserved it.
There's a long history with Miss Great Britain. Usually the person that wins Beachbody wins.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but usually
No.
whoever wins Beachbody usually wins the whole thing. So as soon as they called you for Beachbody, I was like, she's done it.
Oh my goodness, no. Yeah, I just was not
I'm kind of
expecting
glad
that
that you
one.
didn't know that. I'm kind of glad that you didn't know that. Otherwise, in your head, you'd have been like, I won.
Yeah, I know. And then if I didn't win, and I'd be like, oh, I won Beachbody and I didn't win.
Yeah.
I've got this video or photo. So this was like straight after, like whenever I got back in the car. So that was like immediately after, and then this was the next day. Well, not the next day. I got back at about 5, well, 5:30, 6, and I got straight into the shower. And then I took this straight after the shower. Like this was
No.
Good
so
job.
I know, because whenever I saw them, first of all, I was like, oh, it might just be dirt, from the car park. And then I
That
got
ain't
in the
dirt.
shower and I was like, ow!
Unless it's very, very deep ingrained dirt. There was a friend of mine, the first pageant girl I ever interviewed. I saw a TikTok that she'd put up, and she had a bit too much to drink. She's not in pageants anymore. And she literally woke up the next morning and she had bruises all over her legs. And she was like, I don't know how this happened. She couldn't remember the last night. But she has some kind of anemia. It's like, I think she said white iron deficiency or something. And as bad as your legs look there, you should have, her legs, they were more black and blue than white. It was terrible. She looked like she'd been in some kind of car accident. So it seems to, is it a thing that pageant girls are clumsy? It seems to be this recurring theme. You guys end up with bruises on your legs, and you go, how did that bruise get there? How did that bruise get there? And it's like, Chloe's laughing. Is this you, Chloe? Do you just wake up with bruises?
I trip over thin air. I literally do. Just,
you know what? It's actually surprising.
I need bubble wrap.
When you watch the swimwear rounds, that's like the one thing that my eyes always go to, is if anyone has any bruises, because you can see if someone's got bruises when they're walking in the swimwear round. And it's quite a common thing. And I'm like, oh, she should have covered up that bruise. I think there was someone at Miss Great Britain, and I was so far away from the stage. I don't know how I managed to see a bruise on someone's leg. And I was just like, that's a bruise on someone's leg. And I'm like 90 miles away from the stage and I can see it this far back.
I would hate to be a contestant with you judging. Like you just see everything, Danielle.
I see everything.
Like a hawk. I know, it's bad. Can't hide anything from you.
My biggest pet peeve, I've got lots of them, but one thing that I always notice is when the toes are hanging off the edge of the shoes. They're hanging on for dear life. And the claws are coming out over the top of the shoe.
I know what you mean.
About this when we had Maria on, and I had seen that so often that I just thought, oh, that's par for the course. Like, that must be normal. So it was a shock for me to find out it's not supposed to be like that, because, you see the toes and
they're supposed to be in the shoe, not hanging off.
Yeah, it doesn't look very sort of elegant when your toes are like, oh my God, I'm going to fall out of my shoes.
It's like a tarantula escaping from its cage.
I got those new... I got those, the Kurt Geiger shoes that everyone's getting.
The Sammies, yeah.
The Sammies, yeah. So I got them, but I don't know, my baby toe sort of like sticks out the side of it.
Oh my God.
And I was like, right, I'm going to plaster up my toes together so that it can't slip out the side. And I think because I was so nervous, my feet got sweaty and the plasters came off, and all I can see in the photos is and I'm like, oh
no, a little plaster hanging off.
I'm like, it literally could be an evening.
Look at the photos and just look for this baby toe.
No, evening was fine because you couldn't see my feet, but it was I think swimwear, I could just see my toe coming out, and I was like, oh no.
There's nothing worse. I'm not a fan of the Sammies. A lot of people are buying this Sammy. I just don't think it's very elegant, personally. But there's not many shoes on the market.
What's your favourite shoe?
My favourite shoe, well, the one that I wear it was an office a couple of years ago. It was an office shoe. It's got like a 1 inch or maybe just under 1 inch of a platform. So it's not very big, strappy, nude. Do you want me to grab them? But anything that's like more barely there and nude with a minimal platform.
Yeah. See, I think that's why I got the Sammy ones to replace my tippy tops because I thought their platform just looked
too big. I'm not a fan of tippy tops either.
I'm only 5'5", so I was a bit like, okay, I want some height. So that's why I liked the Sammy ones because the platform isn't as big as
Right, I want to grab mine. I've seen these for sale on Facebook Marketplace. What size are you? I've seen them in the size 6 for sale.
I'm a 4.
You're 4. Oh, okay, I'll keep my eyes peeled. I like to
feel free to bring back a cat.
I'll bring a cat as well. I'll bring the shoes and the cat. A cat. Back in a sec.
I don't care about the shoes, but I would like to see the cat. Is there any particular reason why certain shoes become so popular in pageantry? Like, I've heard tippy tops thrown around so often. I had no idea what they were. I didn't realize they were a particular brand. What makes tippy tops such a popular brand?
So I think because Chinese Laundry sponsored Miss Universe and Miss USA, like they became a big brand in the pageant industry. So then Kurt Geiger brought out ones over here, which a lot of the UK girls started to use because they were similar to the Chinese Laundry ones.
And this is the angel.
Oh, so cute.
Oh no.
Oh
no, I want to keep
look
his
at her
nose.
eyes.
She looks so fluffy.
It's a he.
It's a little boy.
Was it he?
2 boys, Morris and Murphy.
Yeah.
Is this Morris or Murphy?
This is Morris.
Morris. Oh.
Morris is the little angel. Like he's purring now. I don't know if you can hear.
Playing
Can you
with
hear?
your No, he's going to start playing with your headphones. It looks like he's looking at the cord, and he looks like he's about to start batting it around. Oh,
yes.
His eyes are so beautiful.
This is much more interesting.
Oh,
hello.
Look at the fur. It's kind of like it's like wool. It's not like
I
a
just want
typical
to
cat
stroke
fur.
him.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's a little angel, this one. And he is a typical ragdoll where they just so fluffy.
Look, no bones.
No bones.
No bones.
Jordan picked him up and then like put him down on the floor. But like, you know, from a height, you can kind of drop a cat and they'll land on their feet. Do you know what I mean? No, not this one. He just like dead weight hit the floor and he felt so bad. He was like, a normal cat just lands on its feet. This just hit the floor like dead weight. Poor little thing. Poor
Too
little
comfortable.
But he falls asleep on me, just like me being a baby like this.
I don't know if it's a ragdoll thing. Like, I can pick up my ragdoll, who obviously is not a kitten anymore. You know, when they sleep, they're lying on their sides and they're curled up.
Yeah.
I can put both hands under him, pick him up, take him upstairs, and then put him down, and he just keeps sleeping. He doesn't move.
Yeah.
It's not a normal cat behavior. He's so sort of just floppy.
Floppy.
Yeah.
I've woken him up by the looks
floppy.
of it. Oh.
He's so floppy.
Oh.
Right, let me take him back out and I'll show you the shoe.
Oh, I was enjoying the cat.
I love cats.
Yeah.
Can you get yourself a cat, Chloe? Or you can't have pets where you're at?
I was actually thinking that because my roommate Kiva was telling me the neighbors got cats because I was just terrified to go out and leave the bin out because I have this phobia if I see a mouse. Like, I will cry. Like, mice are like my biggest like fear in life. They're just, because I lived in Belfast before and I found out that a guy in my class who lived a few doors up the road, basically, like, because he lived at the side where like an alleyway was, like lots of mice got into his house. So I'm just petrified now. So I'm like, I feel like getting a cat because I'm in Belfast. And last time I lived in Belfast, I lived near a guy who, so yeah.
Had loads of mice.
Yeah. Yeah, the cat fire.
How do you spell your housemate's name? Is it Caoimhe?
You see, some people spell it with a B. I'm not too sure.
What's his
Kiva is
What's his
with
name?
a B. A
Kiva.
B, yeah. Kiva. But it's
Kiva.
spelled like he.
Like Siobhan is spelled with a B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if
was
hers
looking
is
at
spelled,
Yeah.
but I know
I was
what I
looking
used to
at
go with.
the name, and I couldn't work out how to pronounce it. I was like, I'm sure it's not going to be Keomhi. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's not that, but I had no idea what it would be. So it's Kiva. Okay, because it's like Neve, Kiva, Siobhan.
Yeah, I live with a Kiva and an Aoife, and Aoife's name spelled Aoife.
Oh, I've seen
Spelled
that
like
one as well.
Eof.
It's not
Eofe.
okay. So it's not Eo. It's not Eof.
Eof.
No, it's Aoife.
Well, yeah, I know it's not
Oi,
Eof,
Eof.
but at the same time, I have no idea how to actually pronounce it because the way it's spelt and the way you pronounce it are just so different. So it's yeah, Kiva. Okay,
Kiva.
all right. I'm gonna have to brush up on my Irish names.
Irish.
And you want to run through these shoes since you got the shoe?
Oh yeah, so these are my like practice shoes. So they're very scraped. I have an identical pair, which are pristine. So
Those are lovely.
they got a nice little
They are
platform,
nice.
nothing too high.
Mhm.
And then when you cut the platform away from the heel, they're not ridiculously skyscraper. And then they're quite like elegant in the front as well.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
they've got
the
the strap on top, which secures it at the top. So these are like my go-to shoe. And these went in the sale. I got these for £20 from Office, and I got 2 pairs.
Ooh.
And I saved one for
Nice.
stage and then one for practice. So
Oh
hence
wow!
why
And are they
they're
They're nice.
comfy?
Still cheaper than a lot
That's
of
why they're
other
nice
shoes
and
I've seen.
scratched. Yeah, very comfy. I also got them in rose gold as well for appearances.
Ooh,
Oh
nice.
wow!
But I'd look out. I like Office better than Kurt Geiger. I find Kurt Geiger's shoes quite clumsy personally. Like the Nanettes. Do you remember the Nanettes? Everyone was wearing those for a while with the massive platform. I think they're a little bit too much as well. But something like this,
Yeah.
a little bit. Can you see that? Can you see that? You know, like people put their hand behind. Since we're on YouTube, I think that's a lot more elegant than some
Oh
of the
yeah,
other
I get what
shoes.
you're doing.
Chloe's got it. Like the product.
Yeah, like
Can you see that? I'm not blinding you.
What makes a shoe? Because I was thinking about this the other day. Weirdly enough, like what makes a difference between shoes? So if the toes hanging off, I assume it's just a size thing, or the way the sole is cut out is like weird. Like maybe there's nothing under the little toe. I have no idea. But like, what makes a shoe comfortable or clumsy?
Like I think we were talking about this with Maria. So what makes it comfortable is if you cut away the platform. So really, this is the height that we're dealing with is actually that much. It's going to be the pressure that's going to be putting on your balls of your feet. So it's not ridiculous. That's why you want a little bit of a platform, especially if you're more vertically challenged. Having a platform is a good idea.
So all of you, right?
Yeah. Going up against like the 6-footers, yeah, we need a little bit of extra. But then you don't want to have like I call them the monster platforms. They make me very nervous when people are walking. I'm just scared that someone's going to roll an ankle. Whenever I watch like any of the Filipino girls walk in their heels, I'm like, come on, girls, like we need to go down the platform. And then you need to get a nude. You need to get a nude that's going to match your skin color as well. Like this is like more of a warmer tan. So when I'm fake tan, they don't look too like light on me as well.
Right.
Because there's a lot of nudes out there are too light. Yeah. So there's a lot of things to take into consideration. And I've actually designed a shoe. Designed a shoe years ago, but I just haven't managed to get round to making it. The joys of running 2 small businesses and having a full-time job.
And the raincoat.
It would be really interesting to actually design
and the
a
raincoat.
shoe.
And the umbrella.
And like I've got so many business plans.
Umbrella.
I think I run all my business plans past Chloe. But it's just getting around to doing it. I actually found a factory in Italy that I wanted to make the perfect pageant shoe, basically. And it was going to come in a range of different skin tones because I want it to be really just able for everyone to be able to find their skin tone, just like picking a foundation. The aim was to have 8 different skin tones. eight's my lucky number, and I think that's a good number to start with, really. But yeah, I've already designed someone 1 year ago, but it's just getting it made. And I've seen others that are on the market. I know, and like people are already jumping on the bandwagon. I know that there's a shoe company in America that now does a shoe in all different skin tones now, which is really frustrating because I had this idea like 8 years ago and I just never acted on it. And even Louboutin produced shoes with different skin color range. So I should have done it a long time ago.
When you say different skin color range, I'm assuming that there are dark ones in there as well, right? Because I was having a coaching session with Annette, who you know as well, because I threw her at you.
Yeah.
And we worked out her advocacy, which was foundation-wise. I think it was foundations. They were calling things nude, which obviously she's a very dark skin tone. And for her, she literally felt left out because she'd go to the supermarket, see a bajillion different shades of skin tones.
Yeah,
and she still couldn't find one that suited her. And I think the shoe company sent them like what was supposed to be nude colored shoes. But obviously when you're as dark as she was, she couldn't wear them because they're definitely not nude on her.
No, yeah.
So it's a
that was the whole thing. I wanted it to be widely available for everyone to have their own skin color, have their shade. It's really important because you want the shoe to elongate your leg. And if you have a deeper skin tone, and we have to be real now, we don't cater to it. And it's atrocious that we don't cater to it. And it's supposed to elongate your leg. And in fact, it's going to shorten your leg because the color is going to be such a stark difference. It's not going to elongate your leg. So you need to make sure that you pick the right nude for you. So that was my plan, but I still haven't done it. I'll do it eventually when I've got some more money in the kitty from the pageant stylist. I'm saving my pennies, guys.
The kitty.
The kitty's like, what?
I need money.
Money up there.
I do know, but you know what? No. You know how expensive it is to no, not in the actual kitty.
That's what I mean. It's like put money in the kitty and you just had a kitty. It's like, no, don't put it up there.
I'm not putting money in him. Bless him.
That's why
but I need to order samples and I want it to be premium. If I'm going to have my own product, I want it to be something that I would aspire to buy. I want it to be like a premium quality leather sole, something that's going to last the test of time. I don't want it to be plastic, lightweight and fall apart. You don't feel sturdy in it. I want it to be a really well-built Italian shoe. I want it to be the Rolls Royce of pageant shoes, basically. That was my vision.
I know what you should call the style, one of the lines. It should literally just be called bougie.
Bougie.
So you. And then people can
I think I would like eventually create like other looks than just pageant ones, like mainstream nice, because I really love designer shoes. I've got my designer shoe collection is massively growing. If I did a bougie shoe, it'd have to be a bougie boot.
Women, I mean, this is one thing that's often the
bougie boots.
Yeah.
Some women anyway are so crazy about shoes. It boggles. Like, if you would ask me how many pairs of, I figured it's, But for example, how many pairs of shoes do I have? Okay, so I've got one formal pair, black, one wackadoodle pair that's formal but red. It's like giant clown shoes that also have really slippy soles that try to kill me. Bought those in the UK. Then I have things for running around in and just slumming around in, and then I have my tennis shoes. I have 4 pairs.
Have any of you ever seen Eden's TikTok with her shoes?
No, Eden?
No, I need to see this.
Oh my goodness.
My God.
Is it the one that goes, oh my God, shoes?
Yeah.
Shoes. I think I might have seen it.
Like my mum, my mum and I have see, I have like a wardrobe of like my own shoes, and it's oh my goodness, it's crazy.
Oh, you right there, Adrian?
Sorry, I was going to look up Eden's TikTok. It's the only thing that's working. I wanted to find his TikTok, so keep going. Sorry.
So you just combined your shoe collection together?
No, so mine stay in that room. And then my mum has in her walk-in wardrobe, she has like this wall of just like our like good shoes. So like all our designer Louboutins, and they've got like little spotlights on them. And she's got a Louboutin Barbie doll. We've got all our Louboutin books to go with the shoes. Like it's just incredible. So that's
Spotlight.
It's like our
in your
good
house.
shoes.
I love it. It's a shrine to the shoes.
Yeah, my mum definitely started the whole shoe obsession, and now
like
I'm just as worse.
I feel like I need to go like to
Just
brunch
as
with
worse.
your mum. I love your mum, and I need to raid her closet.
Yeah. Well, all I'm thinking is I'm literally just inheriting all of these shoes. Like I'm so
The dream.
excited. I mean, they're already mine. I'm literally just going in. I'm like, can I borrow these pair? I mean, I've got my
you
own
two
as
the
well,
same
but I'm like,
size?
okay, I want them.
Are you two the same size?
Yeah,
Do you wear the same?
same
But
size.
you didn't answer my question, Eden. How many? Give
Oh.
ballpark figure. How many pairs of shoes are we talking about?
No, I literally couldn't.
No.
You're
But
like
you need-
Celine
I mean,
Dion.
You need shoes for different occasions. There's different
Yeah.
heel heights. There's different thickness of heels. There's different colours. Is it, a day shoe? Is it like you've got sensible work shoes? You've got more sensible evening shoes? Like there's a wide variety of shoe. I made a shoe order a few weeks back, and I ordered 11 pairs of shoes just in one order.
I love it.
So Office had a sale on.
Well,
When a guy goes out and needs to put on shoes, literally the thought process is, what pair of shoes is that near the door? Oh, they'll do. I'll put those on. And I just love how different the thought process is between it's got to be this color, it's got to be this tall, and it's got to match with this and match with that. And I'm just like, yeah, I wear those shoes for everything.
I'm the same, Adrian.
Process. Oh, are you? I know not every woman is crazy about shoes, but like Celine Dion is famous. She's got one of those. She's got an electric like app at home, and she's got a keypad, and and then like it'll serve her up pairs of shoes, and like give her like it's got a bit of an AI thing that goes, oh, I'm wearing this dress, what would go with it, and she puts it in, and it serves up like I don't know how many pairs of shoes she has. And then going way back, like Danielle, when we had Serena on, she has an air-conditioned storage unit just for her shoes. Like literally, it's like one of the secret bunker. She's got that for her shoes. So there are some of you who are just so crazy about shoes. And then there's me who I change my shoes when it's got a hole in it. That's
but the whole idea is that you don't want your shoes to get holes in them, so you spread the wear out, so your shoes always look good.
Yes,
because you're spreading the wear out.
I feel proud when I wear my shoes out because it means I've been running around a lot. So you should see my tennis shoes. They've gone completely smooth on the bottom, worn them completely out. I actually need to buy a new pair of tennis shoes. But there you go.
But girls
Shoes.
have like boots as well. We can have like ankle boots, knee-high boots, thigh-high boots.
We've got a lot more options than like guys have to choose from.
Yes,
so.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't have to worry about knee-high boots. That's not something that I've I do have a pair of cowboy boots, embarrassingly enough. There's a photo of me from back when I was in uni wearing all denim. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember the all denim craze. Denim shirt, blue denim trousers, and cowboy boots.
Denim on denim.
And it was
Frosted
for a photo
tips.
shoot. And I was wearing a leather jacket. Yes, frosted tips. Oh, it was so bad. And it's this place called Star Shot, and they call it glamour photography. And they make it look, like K-pop, where the men they're wearing a lot of makeup and they look quite effeminate. They made me into that. And then I'm sitting on a chair with my leg up on my other leg, my foot up on my other leg, and I've got my hand underneath my face like this, and
I need to
so
see
bad.
it.
I need to see it as well.
I think I burnt it. I actually paid like hundreds of dollars for the prints. I'm sure I threw it out because
I must be missing a trick here because I could be making thousands of pounds with charging for these types of dodgy images.
That's how photographers work. Photographers, they give you the session for free. That's at least in Australia, and they'll say it's worth $300 or $400, which fair enough because it's a proper studio. But then if you want the actual prints, even if it's a digital one with no editing, they will charge you 40, 50, 100.
Yeah.
The place I had my black and white shoot at for my book, it was $400, I think, per photo. And if you paid $1,000 or $2,000, you'd get 10. And I had a few friends go there, and I don't think any of them bought the prints because they were just so expensive. They were amazing photos, don't get me wrong. But just $400 for a photo, it just seemed a bit too much.
Yeah, that's excessive.
I begrudge paying the £20 when I go to Alton Towers.
Isn't that a
we didn't even get any photos over there.
That's what we went. That's how I celebrated winning. We all went to Alton Towers on the Sunday before we drove back home. It was like the best day ever.
You can go down the log flume with the crown on, like.
They replaced the log flume with the Wicker Man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because that's where the log flume used to be.
It.
Yeah, it's like this wooden roller coaster. Eden was about to film herself on it, and she's like, "Thank God I didn't," because it was so rickety.
Yeah, it was. Fun. See, like as soon as I won, all Chloe had been saying to me all day, like Friday night, and then all day Saturday, she would just turn around to me and she'd go, "Eden," like deadly serious, "Eden, you are Miss Great Britain." And every time she said it, no, literally every time she said it, I just wanted to let out this big, massive scream. But I was like, I can't, because like we were always in like a public like place, like we were shopping or like in the hotel. Like I was like, I can't just let out this scream. So I said to her, I was like, Chloe, like when we get on a roller coaster, I was like, I need you to turn around to me. When we get to the top, like when we're climbing, I was like, when we hit the top, you need to turn around to me and say it to me then. And I'm just going to let out the like massive scream going down. And then I thought, oh my goodness, I want to make a reel of that. Like it would be so cool being like, Chloe said it. And yeah.
It's impossible on a roller coaster.
We literally couldn't stop laughing because it was a wooden roller coaster as well. And they're so shaky. And it was as soon as we went on it, like literally we were flung about everywhere. Like, is that the one you hurt your neck on, Chloe? I couldn't stop laughing. Imagine us trying to have our phone out, literally. Like, no.
I wouldn't be scared. I'm not scared of roller coasters except ones that are rickety because I feel like I'm going to fly off the roller coaster in my car to my death. It's not rickety.
I love roller coasters.
You couldn't do that on Oblivion. Did you go on Oblivion? I love Oblivion, but you couldn't film yourself in Oblivion because that, like, I would be so scared if you dropped your phone.
What's Oblivion? Is that just
that black hole of nothing?
Yeah, it literally takes you really high up, and then
it just drops you.
No, it kind of leans you over the edge where you're like dangling. You can basically see your death. And they hold you there for like a couple of seconds and then it just cuts and just drops. But then you go all the way underground. It's such a height.
You get hit by all this like smoke.
Oh, God.
But because you're like dangling over and you just feel like it just drop.
I wasn't expecting that at all. I'd been to Alton Towers before, but it was years ago. And I was like, whenever we were in the queues, because the queues were obviously you had to wait, you know, to get on the ride. So I was trying to reply to as many people as I could because I knew we were going to be driving for 6 hours and I wouldn't be able to reply to anyone. So I was like, okay, I'm really sorry, girls. I'm not being rude, but I just want to get through messages. People don't think I'm ignoring them or anything. So I didn't even like look at the roller coaster because normally, you know, when you're waiting in the queue, you watch people on it. Yeah. I wasn't even paying attention and I just like got on this roller coaster, sat down. The next thing I just went over this edge and I was like, I got off it and I was like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not that. Like I
end up here messaging on my DMs like,
It was so funny because she was like holding up her phone and like she was doing this and then like all these messages started popping up like whenever she won, like her phone went crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to worry about it.
She was like refreshing her Instagram and like all these messages were popping up. It was crazy.
I know. It took me a good like I think 4 days to actually reply to Instagram messages alone. And I had to go on to like everything else. And I felt really bad because it took me so long to reply to some people. I was like,
no.
It's sweeter than to send you a message. Like I sometimes to this day still find messages or comments on things that I haven't responded, and I thought, oh God, I'm such an awful person.
You feel so guilty, don't you?
But because like it's constant and there's so much going on, like people understand. People just want to say something nice to you. They don't expect anything in return, really, because they know that your phone's blowing up. That's why if I message someone like congratulations, I'm saying it in like with the pretense that they're not going to message me back, because I know that it goes wild. And I think it's not until you have a big win you don't realise until you know. No, and I don't think anyone's hanging on waiting for a response back anyway. I think people just want to send you a nice message.
Some people are weird that way.
Then people you don't need in your life.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. But yeah, this one thing that we said about Nadia when she was at Universe, one thing Danielle actually said was that she was really good on her socials, because Nadia, as busy as she got at Universe, Universe internationally, even if she didn't have time to respond, she would heart the message so that if you were a fan, you'd just be like, oh, she saw it and she responded to it, which to pageant fans in particular, like as a friend, you kind of go, I'm sure she's busy. So sometimes I actually refrain from sending messages because I don't want to put the obligation on them to feel like, oh, they have to respond to me. But if you're a pageant fan and you see these amazing women and you send it, it's just nice, I think, to interact with your fans. Whereas some title holders, and this actually bugs me quite a lot. I was thinking about it yesterday. They literally never interact with their fans. Like in their own photos, they never reply. If they're tagged in a photo, they never reply, which I don't think is good.
Or I have noticed with some people, they go to an international and they respond to all the fans, but like the actual real people in their lives, they tend to ignore, which is a bit strange because they've got an influx of all this new and everyone's like sending them compliments and it's all nice. And I think like when it's like real life people, they're like, I'll just message them later.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. So you always got to remember where you come from. And, you know, those fans they'll love you one moment, and then when you've not got the crown anymore, they'll ditch you like you're yesterday's business. Exactly. That's just the way it goes. But your friends and family, that I hope they can be around for when you don't have the crown on your head, because you can't always have a crown. Although Danielle and Eden might prove. Literally, when was the last time you guys were crownless? How many years ago?
Eden was before me. Was you before me? Yeah. No.
Well, 2 weeks ago.
I mean, but you was without a crown for like.
I think it was. Yeah.
When was you crowned pageant girl?
Before the pandemic.
Yeah.
2019.
2019. So yeah, I had that for 2 years.
That's wild.
Yeah, crazy. I know. I think a lot of people didn't understand whenever I announced, obviously, that I was.
But you did the right thing. You wanted to do it. Like you said, you had an extended reign. No one expects to reign for like 2.5 years. And it's something that you always wanted to do, and you did it the right way. You didn't make a formal announcement until you'd done your duty in handing it over, and you did it the right way. Instead of some people, I mean, I've known people to give up crowns to just jump to another one. So you did it the right way.
I always knew that, you know, I wanted to do Miss GB in 2021, but I obviously didn't expect the whole world to stop and put a hold on all the plans and everything. So whenever it came around to it, and you know, the final dates were released, and I was like, okay, my handover is going to be before the final. Do I still do it this year? And you know, I was a bit hemming and hawing, because I was like, I've got about less than 2 months actually, but I had been working in the background for it anyways, and I thought, you know, like. If the last year, if it's taught us anything, it's that we don't know what's around the corner, and you know, take every day as it comes and live every single moment that you can. So I thought to myself, I was like, no, I'm not waiting. I said, you know, this is what I wanted to do. I have been working behind. I'm not waiting another year for it. It's like, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And I'm so glad I did it.
There shouldn't be pressure on people to feel like they need a whole year to prepare for things. Like 2 months was clearly enough for you to get the crown. And that should be a big enough message to all of the girls to say, look, you don't need to be busting your guts for 2 years for a title and think that you're entitled to a title just because you've worked so hard for a year. It doesn't matter whether you've worked a whole year or a whole week. The best girl will win on the day. I know that one girl got a little bit of negative comments recently. Ophelia, who won Miss Diamond UK, she entered 2 weeks before the pageant and she won. She absolutely smashed it on the day. She was phenomenal. I was a judge, so I got to see her in every single round and she knocked it out of the park. I think I gave her full marks for everything because she was so brilliant. But that's why she won, because she was the best one on the day. It doesn't matter if you've got 2 years or 2 weeks to prepare for something. If you're the right person for the job, you are the right person for the job. And I really don't like this mentality of people thinking you need to work hard, and you'll get the crown. Like, no, you can just be the right person for the job. You don't need to be, My rant is over on that, because I think there is. Yeah,
it seems like there's more that needs to come out.
No, just because there is a real thing here in the UK pageantry now that people think they're entitled to a crown just because they've done 1 million appearances, and it doesn't really matter if you've done 5 million appearances or 5. The right person will still will win on the day. And just because you've done technically more than that person does not mean that you are the rightful person to take the crown. Yeah. And that's my TED Talk. Thank you for attending.
I know. I mean, I know I only had literally less than 2 months, but what I did in those 2 months, I was so proud of myself. I literally, anything that I could do, I literally have my book here, because the book Chloe always talks about that I get made for my thing. But this is my book for my appearances. But I ended up doing so much, and I raised over £4,000 for charity in that short time as well. And I said to myself, I know I only had less than 2 months, but even if I didn't take away the crown, I was so proud of what I'd done just in that short amount of time. And I was going to continue, obviously, working and doing it for the year, because I literally, it was funny when we were backstage, and it was before the winner was called, and it was just the top 12 of us sitting there, and we were just talking about how much of a good time we had over the 2 days. It was just an incredible experience. And I was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, I'm definitely coming back next year. And someone turned around to me and was like, well,
you can't do that now.
They said, what if
you're lying?
Well, no, that's what they said. They said, well, what if you don't have to come back next year? So we were literally just sat there on the floor, we were just talking, and I said, oh yeah. I said, well, I turned around and said, whether I'm coming back next year to hand over the crown or if I'm coming back to get that crown, I will be back on this stage next year. And when I thought about it, so I'm coming back to hand over. But it was just an incredible experience, and I'm so glad that I ended up, doing it this year.
Show us the book again. Come on, show us that book.
I love that book.
This is the front, and then I have
Victoria's Secret right there.
Inside, and then the back. So my brilliant mum helps me get my books done for all my pageants and stuff. So
that's about the size of the next edition of Confessions that we're doing. It's about that size. So
coffee table. It's just
the color photos look so amazing, and most of you girls would have so many photos that you it's hard to choose just one, because also different photos show different sides of your personality. You might have a smiley headshot, but then you might have some fierce fashion shots. So I just love that. That's a lovely book. I was telling Eden before we jumped on, because I out of all the people I've seen win, and I need to be respectful of everyone who Eden was competing with, but I was not surprised when I saw that Eden had won. It just didn't surprise me. I felt, because Chloe was saying that in her gut she felt it. I don't know if I'd say that, but it's like Eden won's like, yeah, of course she did. That doesn't surprise me at all. So, Eden, what have you got coming up let's give you a time frame. So the rest of this year, what have you got coming up in terms of crown duties?
What are you allowed to say?
Yes, that too.
Well, I'm actually I've got something for every week up until Christmas now. And a lot of it is over in like England and Wales and stuff. So it's just great to be able to get around, the whole of, Great Britain and
The
UK,
UK.
Northern Ireland, because and obviously I won a trip to Dubai as one of my prizes. So Chloe and I will be hopefully jetting off very soon. And then obviously the three of us are also going on a ski trip. So yeah, I'm very, very busy. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Like I'm just enjoying it so much. And it's only been, is it 2 weeks? 2 weeks and a bit. And already
I think so.
Yeah, it's already so incredible. So I know I'm excited for the rest of the year. Yeah, busy, but it's good.
Amazing. That sash is going to be very well worn out by the time you do get to hangover.
Hangover.
I realized there's
the
two
hangover ski edition.
by one letter. Dear me, hangover. Oh, well. Okay. Well, Eden, congratulations again. And good luck for the rest of your reign. I'm sure we'll be chatting again soon. Chloe and Danielle, have you guys got anything exciting coming up over the next week?
It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
That's right.
Woo! Yeah.
Sums up some hole. 33? Number 33? 33.
33.
So, I don't know if your Chinese restaurants do this, but here you can never book a table at a Chinese restaurant. They don't allow you to. So you have to queue up outside. You get a number, and then they call out your number. And for some reason, this is way back in school, they always seem to use the number 33. It was always 33. So you'd always hear number 33, Sam Sup, Sam Ho, number 33. So that's... So, Danielle, you're turning Sam's up, Sam Hall. 3-10-3. 33. What are you doing for the big 3-3, apart from being a cat mom?
The big 3-3. Jordan has booked us a little spa break. So on Friday night, being whisked away to the Cotswolds, one of my favourite places in the UK. Love the Cotswolds. So we'll be being pampered while we're there, and I'll have a nice rest because I've been very busy. And on the Sunday, I have my shoot with Charlotte, which I still need to style myself for. I've styled everyone else, but I haven't styled myself. So we'll see what I'll pull out the bag.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Pull the cat out of the bag.
Literally, oh my God, I could take the kittens.
That would be such a cute shoot.
I can't. It's too far. I can't take because we're going straight from the spa. So nice and relaxed, and then we'll be driving up from the spa up to Leeds. So unless we bring the kittens to the spa, no, we've got someone looking after.
Don't let the kittens near any of your dresses or gowns, though, because you know what cats are like. They love to scratch things.
Yeah, they do.
I think Danielle has dropped off. Okay, well, Danielle's gone. Chloe, what have you got coming up over the next week?
So over the next week, I will be trying to get settled back down at uni. Obviously, me and Eden need to be going to the library because masters isn't really something you can wing, one may say. We're going to have to put the hard work in this year, and I've no doubt that we're going to do that. Doing that alongside working, and then this best friend just won Miss Great Britain, and the other best friend is competing in Miss Universe Great Britain next weekend. So we've got that. Me and Eden also need to organize that trip as well. Me and Eden just we make all these trips in our head, and then like the night before we'll like book our flights or our hotel. We'll be like, we're so relaxed.
Are you two last minute Leslie's? It sounds like your last minute
we normally are. But I did say to Chloe a couple of weeks ago, I said, Chloe, we cannot be like that this year. Like this year we need to actually organize ourselves and book things in advance, but it's not going to plan very well.
Hang on. Now, remember when you two went on a trip like last year and Eden was about to come on the podcast, and I just remembered this. You messaged me saying that there was something that I couldn't say on the podcast because you two had a slight misadventure. I don't know if Eden's mum will be watching this, but you said I couldn't say anything because your mum didn't know. Does she know that now? I think, Chloe, do you know what I'm talking about?
About us getting lost.
Yeah.
Well, does she know now?
Getting lost. No.
Oh, well. Okay. Oh, dear. You two sound like, you two sound like misadventures all the time. Are you on, Danielle? I don't know.
My mom also didn't know that about that either.
Sorry.
She's got, yeah.
Oh, dear. All right. Well, hopefully you have.
Well, let's just say we're so clumsy at the airport. Let's make sure that Danny's on the same flight as us when we go to France, so we don't get lost in the airport again.
I nearly said Italy there. Here, I would have ended up in Italy.
Like Eden's in the wrong country.
Oh dear.
Yeah. No more stopovers.
Organized when it comes to like your pageants, and then you can be so disorganized when it comes to a holiday. It's like split personality thing going on here.
I have tried to.
I think it's me.
We do need to get them.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably my fault because I always take
I couldn't imagine trying to organize anything whilst going around with Chloe. It's just too spontaneous.
Yeah.
If he swallows that, we're going to be hearing some very interesting noises. The insides of a kitty. All right. Okay. Well, I think we've caught up with everyone, so we'll hold it there. Thank you so much, Eden, for coming on. I know you are super busy.
And thank you for having me.
Anytime. And thank you to Danielle and Chloe for coming on. It's nice to see all of you on at once. It's been a while since we had everyone on. And Morris, hit it, Morris, a big slap.
Hit it.
That would have been perfect. Slap across the face. All right. Okay. I'm going to hold it there before Morris steals the show. And we will speak to you next time. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Pageant Sorority Access opens up on Monday, the 1st of November. To get early access, head to thepageantsorority.com and enter your email address. Hope to see you there and see you next time.